milliliters, millimeters.
Hey, listen, our joiners watch these videos, so you got to be careful.
I know.
So we've just finished the viewing on the property opposite, which one of my JPU students is looking to purchase, fingers crossed. Then we've come over to this project now where I'm going to give you an update. First of all, we've given this moon a second coating of Artex. And there's a separate video on this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but essentially we're going to have a nice LED light running around it. Hopefully it's as good as what's inside my brain when it's all finished. Into the dining room. Well, actually living room, I should say. This is where the walls come out. So you'll notice a big difference here. The walls come out, we've exposed the staircase. We have this just in case, just a bit of structure until we get some timber, but we don't actually think that's doing anything. This is more of a precaution just to make sure. Our plan obviously with this is to have the wooden slats, floor to ceiling, running all the way down with some nice LED lights in the ceiling. Yeah?
What about this door?
Yeah, so
I wanted to take the whole thing out.
Yeah, we can't. We had a structural engineer around to make sure this wall wasn't load bearing, and then we also were advised on obviously this wall is structural. As you can see, this is the lintel which is holding it up. We're probably going to end up strengthening this, but essentially this is being held up by that. So we can't take any more out, and Kush wants to, but it would mean going through obviously building control and asking them what size steel to getting the engineer back. In all honesty, I think it's going to be fine. But we will strengthening it up anyway, just in case. Then we move into the kitchen. Not much has developed in here, apart from we finished off the damp-proof course, the plasterboard's on here now. Plaster starting very soon, in a few days' time. I've actually got a delivery for him with all of his plasterboards and stuff to come very soon. But yeah, I mean, look at that now. Just opens it up completely. And then the first room is the bathroom upstairs. Not much has changed. We've got some new stud work here where our basin's going to go. We stud work it because obviously we've got to hide all of our pipe work. And then the toilet's being moved. The new toilet will be moved over here with a nice shower and LED light. And this is a shower niche for shampoo, conditioners. We'll have an LED strip running in there, shining down, which will come on an automatic sensor. And we have a nice pocket sliding door. So just to show you, it's a bit stuffed because it's not an actual door. Obviously you can imagine this is where the door will end up, and then it slides back behind the shower. You can pop your head in there. There's not much that's changed in here, although the plaster's pop. The plaster's coming, like I said, a few days to start, and then we've had the ensuite built.
Oh no, tell me about this ensuite, and can you please wiggle the...
Nah, I don't want to tell you.
No, just say it, James, it's interesting.
Well, I made the joiners pissed off with me for about half an hour. Because...
Not only the joiners, shall I say...
And my wife. Because, well, you weren't here, so that's why I could do it.
I can
Kush was happy with it, but I don't think I was happy with it. I wasn't. It was 100 millimeters.
Well, yeah, last time we told about those like milliliters, millimeters.
Hey, listen, our joiners watch these videos, so you got to be careful.
I know, but tell me please about the wiggling door.
Ah, yeah, so Alex already knows about this, the joiner, the wiggling door. We know why we did it. It was a joint decision to do this because we wanted to make this as slim as possible. Because obviously if you imagine a sliding door system like that one in there, you've got to build another wall so the door to slide in, and we don't have a lot of room in the ensuite or in the bedroom. So we had a good idea to use metal obviously to get this kind of as strong as possible, but it is a little bit flimsy. So what we're going to do, we've had an idea, we're going to plywood all the surface, then plasterboard. So the plywood don't have any, it's like that basically. So it's stop roughly. So it's like that. That was my fault. So it's like that, but stronger, and it'll go the whole face. That'll give it that strength that we need, and then we're going to plasterboard on top of that. But that's the ensuite being built.
Oh, by the way, do you remember about that
No, it's
uneven
fine.
thing? Will you change it or not?
It's totally fine. Yeah, it's fixed.
No, will you change it because you wanted to put double...
Yeah, we're double boarding now, so you won't see it.
Oh.
You won't see it.
Why are we not doing it this week? Where's the joiner?
It's coming on. coming tomorrow.
All right. About
Yeah, the chimney breast, if you remember, we did a damp proof video, and we only usually go up to 1.2 metres high, which is about that height. But with the chimney breast, we had hygroscopic salts, where essentially because of the sulphurs and everything that's getting burnt, it will just cause that to stick, I think, on the inside of the chimney breast, which then creates damp, the salt. So even if you fixed it 1.2 metres high, you're still going to have patches of damp, which we did have because the paint was flaking. So what we do on the chimney breast is we just board the whole thing. Isn't that right, Cookie? We need to get you on. Come on.